Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spice, and welcome to the Catch Up Volume 56. Another week for us Manchester United fans. Game 2 of the Premier League. Manchester United drawing and winning the first game. So far, 4 points. I know you guys was probably thinking, I was having such a great week. And then you ended it, you writing it up, Manchester United. Why? I was enjoying that weekend. And all we needed was a win. And so we can continue to banter on Arsenal. So our bantering makes sense. But guys, as always, welcome. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and always remember to share, because why? Sharing Ivorian Spice is caring, guys. And if you're new to the show and you're wondering, what the hell is this and why am I tuned in? Of course, this is the show where we talk about our beloved team, Manchester United. We look at the match that just happened on the weekend, and we talk about the Premier League roundup, and we also talk about the match preview, and we've got game of the week and also question time. And as always, we have our guests. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to my co-host, Amuk. Big up, Amuk. What you saying, my bro? How was your weekend?
Yeah, I'm good, I'm back to work, so everything's calm. My weekend was shit. It was terrible. I had a good Friday and Saturday, but Sunday was just too much.
It was
my expectation this season is different, so I got high expectation.
By that you can tell, you can smell disappointment coming from Amuk's stream, from his camera right there. Next, and let's bring it up. Let's just introduce Munzi. Munzi, how are you, my brother?
Yeah,
how was your weekend as well?
Busy. Busy weekend. Yeah, it was good apart from the result, but yeah, it was all right. It's all right. I'm not as upset as he is, but
yes, of course. Amuk's upset. Munzi's alright. He's like thinking, like, chillax, man. It's
you
not
see,
that
that's
deep,
why I like Munzi, man.
Munzi
Munzi always brings out the little cheeky side. I like it.
Last but not least, guys, we've got a special guest. We've got DJ Rick Sanchez up in the building. What do you say, Rick, man? Thank you. First of all, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a guest as well. How was you? How's your weekend? I'm hoping that Manchester United didn't ruin your weekend. You probably turned up during the weekend.
Yeah, come on, DJ. I turned up this weekend. Went to Ministry of Sound and that. But firstly, as well, thank you for having me on the show and that. Honoured to be in your show. Had a good weekend, innit? Just forgot about the football because I went clubbing, innit? Because I didn't want to talk about the football, man, because I'll get a bit pissed off. But we'll talk about that later, innit?
I think United team forgot about the football as well, but we'll carry on.
Don't worry about
it. Indeed, Munzi did say he thinks the United team did forget about the football, because at times, in terms of, scoring the goals, the opportunities that we had, we kind of forgot how to score, our shooting boot wasn't there. But guys, let's get straight into it, guys. It's, of course, Sunday, 2 p.m. Manchester United ended up drawing to Southampton 1-1. A game where we had plenty of opportunities, The football was all right, except for certain players like Fred didn't know where to pass to. I don't know if he had double vision. Pass to Fred, wasn't passing the ball to anyone successfully. And of course, again, the substitutions. Why did we bring on McTominay? We can talk about that. Why didn't Van der Beek get a chance? Would he ever catch a break? Van der Beek is what we're trying to ask right now. I don't know. In terms of Martial, absent, probably played. I believe we played with 10 men when Martial was playing, because what the hell was he doing? Lost the ball so many times, and I was pissed off. I thought we was better off starting Sancho, Greenwood, and Pogba up top if Martial wasn't really going to play. If you're really going to play Martial just to get some minutes, don't do that. Just don't do that, because he's not ready. He's not ready. Big up Bruno Fernandes that says hashtag free Donny. Free Donny, man. I don't know which prison he's at, because he's been locked up for the longest. We don't know when his release date is. We don't know how many years he's got from the case. It's anonymous. It's anonymous. But the manager tells us that he plays an important part in your break free. We just don't know when. The politics he plays, oh my God. But yes. I'm going to start off with you, Amuk. Manchester United drawing 1-1. How did you feel about that?
I was really upset. just because what we spoke about last week and watch the match, see what happened. Like we played actually good, you know, not that bad, but just the starting team. And this is why I'm upset. We waited 2 seasons, you know, to get Sancho, and you bringing them what time? When Lukaku played his first game, right? Messi played his. Okay, Messi was on the bench. I can't remember. They played the first game. They just got the $100 million player, whatever his name is, Grealish. Played his first game, right? Only when you lot saying, I just heard you saying free Donny. I think that should be a banner in the stadium, so all you can see that. See now, the fans ain't happy, you know. Free Donny. Why you got these players, but we're seeing the same routine from last season and just the second game? And I told you lot last week saying all Manchester fans don't get gassed because we beat Leeds 5. No, Leeds play open football. It's inevitable for you to whack them 5. But what happened the other day? You lot just said we forgot to even score. Come on, man. And one thing that pisses me off, we gotta manage the seats, not manage to stand next to the touch on the line and talk to his players. I believe that helps because we're humans. We forget certain things. We get tension. But it is, man.
It is what it is, guys, man. Honestly speaking, man. I can hear your frustration. I understand it, man. But at the same time, you know, it is the second game of the season.
That's what I'm saying. But we're seeing similar glimpses that we complained about last season. You just asked the question, why was McTominay in? Why was he in?
Why was he in? Munzi, let us know what you thought of the game against Southampton. What did you think?
Well, I did say before that I'd take a 1-0. I just had a feeling that it was going to be a bit dodgy. Do you know what I mean? But why didn't he? I don't know why I just didn't keep the same team. I know James was non-existent, but that was just James. Yesterday, Martial was non-existent. Fred, Matic were non-existent. You know, you should have just kept the same team. I know James would have played, or he could have put Martial instead of James. But why move Greenwood when Greenwood went and scored? I mean, when he went in the middle, we're starting to do stuff. But Matic can't play. Matic can't play with Fred. Matic can play with Donny, but he don't seem to want to do it. But you can't have Fred and Matic in the midfield because Fred's flipping hopeless going forward. You know, he could have kept. If he'd have kept McFred, then I'd be like, all right, fair enough. Do you know what I mean? Press. But as someone was saying on the radio, it's the low block again. So that's why you need someone creative in there. You know, put Donny in there. You know what I mean? He's played against Everton. I know it's a friendly, but he played really well. Just try it. You know what I mean? He had nothing to lose, really, because, like, you know, a point's a point, but we should have really won, really. But, yeah, Martial, well, say no more. I think Martial's the new Rashford, to be fair. It was that bad. The amount of times I was, like, swearing at the telly, you know what I mean? It's just like, it was hopeless. And then when Sancho come on, it was too late. So, you know, I don't know why I just didn't keep the same team and then start changing it. But it does look like Sancho's not fully fit. Martial's not been fit for, 18 months like Rashford. But yeah, so I don't know. You know, I wasn't. Well, the way the game went, I thought, I'll take a point here. As long as we're still a point above City. You know what I mean? We didn't lose, so that could have been worse. But yeah, they've got to change it against. Well, Wolves is going to be the same, isn't it? But it's just got to change something. But hopefully, if Varane plays, then it might be a bit different. But if Varane plays, then I think he needs to play Donny or try something different because we all know it's not working. Do you know what I mean? Against Leeds, it worked because Leeds come at us, but Southampton didn't come at us today. That was and to be fair, that was a foul on Fernandes. You know what I mean? He nearly murdered him. Do you know what I mean? And then they got lucky. That was their only shot. Well, to be fair, they could have won it without De Gea. De Gea made a great save towards the end, but do you know what I mean? So they didn't do a lot. We kept him defensively, but we just didn't push. Just push. I think he was afraid because Lindelof can play against players like that because they don't outmuscle him. But when he gets someone muscling him into him, he don't like it. But he was fine. But I don't know why. I actually thought McTominay and Fred were playing, but then when I turned the telly on, it was Matic, and I thought, oh, hey up, what's going on here? But yeah, it is a bit disappointing, but it's only the second game, innit? See what happens.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna cry as bad as Moore is.
Yeah, you don't need to cry about it too tough. I understand. Rick, of course, you watched the match on the weekend. How did you feel about that game?
I felt annoyed, to be honest, because I expected not an easy Man United win, but I expected a Man United win, and relaying it all your sentiments as well. Like again, same stuff that's happening from last season happening again, and it's always against teams that play a low block we struggle against, and it's like, how hasn't Oli in the last 3 years figured out how to like combat the low block? Because United, when we play against teams that counter attack or play open football, we smash them, rip them apart and whatnot. But it's teams that play defensive football. I don't know, we just struggle, and I feel like as well, playing Fred, we need another defensive midfielder. I don't think you can push this team forward when you have defensive midfielders like Fred and McTominay playing. I feel like we need new defensive midfielders, someone that can actually defend and someone that can actually also drive the ball forward just a bit, do a simple pass to our creative players and whatnot, so they can take the ball forward and whatnot. That's what we need, because we have Fred. He had 3 options. There was one moment in the game, we had 3 options, and instead of giving it to one of the options or even passing it back, the guy passes it off the field. So like, we need better players and we need a defensive midfielder, because if we get a defensive midfielder, that will unlock the team, will take us forward. And I feel like with a player of a high quality that plays in that position, we could probably win the league. But if we got McTominay, we got Matic, you got Fred playing there, we ain't doing well, man. And I feel like what Moonsy's saying was, oh, you're right. We do need to maybe try Donny van der Beek, see how he plays in that position. Because I feel like if Van der Beek gets a game, run a couple games, I think he'll find his feet and whatnot, and probably good replacement for Fred or whoever. But anyway, the game was annoying. That's all, in my opinion.
I hear that, man. I don't blame you for saying that the game was annoying, because I found the game extremely annoying as well, man. I was quite annoyed myself, man.
I'm still annoyed.
Like, I'm not
it's just expectation. My expectation changed. We kept Oli. My expectation changed with Oli staying there.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked the question, and all I can say, you were talking. I'll give you thumbs up. And the question you asked was, we've had Oli for 3 years, and he still can't play against low block teams. And my only answer to that question was, the manager is dead. It's not good. Good managers improve themselves with specific moments. He's been at Manchester for 3 seasons, right? Can't you improve yourself in certain things that you know? We've been complaining about, us fans. We've seen week in, week out, but you just can't improve yourself in that department. So why are you at Manchester United? And they say it's one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? And we've got a manager that's not even 10th in the list. Like, come on, man. It's upsetting. But they don't want to talk about this. What they want to talk about is the players is this. The structure of the team itself, the club itself, it's poor. You have an Oli there, it's even weak. You just said it all. I'm seeing the same thing. People say give Oli a chance. I'm not giving him a chance. I never wanted him there. So every time this happens, when I see silly mistakes, I say this is right. The mistakes are just too much. Too much mistakes.
No, I hear you, but don't you think as well, for stability, do you know what I mean? Like, Oli has stayed with the ship a little bit. But I do agree with you, Dom. I'm gonna lie, we do need another manager, but I'm just playing devil advocate here because I feel like.
But you looking for a woman that cooks food for you all the time and give you food, innit? You don't want the one that want to do everything else, just the food, because you want to eat. But you want it all. I want it all.
True, no, I want it all as well, but I don't know, man. Just who's out there, fam? That's
we missed the opportunity.
True, missed opportunity, but okay, let's say for example.
Go get before Nuno Gomez went Tottenham. Go get him.
All right, well, okay. Let's say we got Jimenez, for example.
Go on.
Then what? Because maybe us changing manager might put us back a couple steps.
It make us Chelsea. Chelsea win trophy every time they change the manager.
But
When
that's
was the
their
last time we
philosophy,
celebrate a
though.
trophy?
We're not Chelsea, though. We're Man United. We don't do
Yes,
anything.
but this is what I'm saying to you with Man United. What have you achieved under this name, United, for the past 4 seasons? Bro, we thinking backwards. Other teams are thinking forward. Sentiment don't help. We got too much sentiments. And what have we achieved from that? That's why I'm so annoyed, because I'm seeing the same thing.
I like to
No, and I hear
that.
you, but I feel like if we keep Oli, if we just get a DM, let's see how it goes. And if it doesn't bang, then cool, get rid of him, man. Because I'm 50-50. Like I want Oli to do well, and I don't want to destabilize the club by getting a new manager and it being a bit dodgy and us going backwards. I also feel like as well, if we just give him the right tool, well, we've given him most of the right tools. If we just give him one more player that could just change the game, and that's it. We'll see how it goes. But if he flops, we'll be given the transfer. Then yeah.
All right. Then see if he flops, when we've given the transfer, probably giving him towards December. That's what Rick is probably saying. As long as we sign those holding midfielders, then we can see exactly what Oli can really, really, really do. And I say this again with the really, really, really do. Yeah, because of course I will
That's his sentiment in everything you're saying.
No, but I'll be honest with you. There's no such things as sentiment if you want to be at the top. Sentiment gets kicked out the way. But let's move on to also the players as well, because we never discussed the players as well. One of the players that's had a poor game, Fred himself, guys. What do you guys have to say about that?
He's not good enough. I don't think he's good enough for not a defensive midfielder. He's not. I don't know. He only seems to work well with McTominay, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's like him and McTominay, but then they're two alike. So do you know what I mean? What do you do? Like they're all saying, "Oh yeah, but Matic was crap," but it weren't really Matic. It was Fred that was worse than Matic. But if Matic had someone to do his legs for him, like Donny or McTominay, then it might have been better. But I didn't see the point of playing Matic against Southampton. I just didn't see the point. I'd have just kept the same team and maybe changed James. Well, you could have even played James. Do you know what I mean? But or either kept James in or put Martial there. Moving Greenwood was stupid, because if he wants to be him to be the number 9, do you know what I mean? He scored in the last 2 games. He's got to stay there. I just don't know if it's going to change if Varane's there, and then it might go a bit forward. But yeah, Pogba played well again. Bruno was all right. It wasn't great, but yeah, I just think Fred can only seem to play with McTominay, and McTominay can seem to play. McTominay seems to get more of the flack, but it's. I think people are starting to see it's Fred now. But if I was picking a team, I wouldn't pick Fred or Matic.
What about Martial? What did you think of Martial?
Well, Martial, when he was hopeless, when he was like watching Rashford last year. Do you know what I mean? He was hopeless. It's frustrating me every time I got the ball. I'm like, it's just like if I was Greenwood and see where Martial was playing in that middle one, I'd just be like, why the hell is he playing there? I should be playing there. Do you know what I mean? He's a better finisher. Greenwood's a better finisher. Why don't you stick Martial on the wide? And if you don't like it, he can go. Do you know what I mean? But there must be something wrong with Sancho, because if Sancho was fit, he'd be playing. But I don't know. I don't know if there was anything wrong with him. But yeah,
I'm gonna move up to Rick as well, because Rick, what did you think of the performance for Martial and Fred as well? They both had a poor game.
Dead, bro. Just dead. Like Martial, I can see why Mourinho tried to just move him out to the wings, because like him up front in the middle, he's just dead, bro. He just doesn't get it finished. And even when you put him out in the wings, pretty useless as well, to be honest. Like he'll come down the wing, and then he'll get pushed out he'll try and cut inside, and then the defender will push him out. He just always does that. He's kind of dead. I also feel like Fred as well. I agree with Moody's saying, like, obviously if he plays with McTominay, he looks all right. But even when he plays with McTominay, sideways football, and the game against Southampton, he wasn't that good, man. He couldn't string a simple pass. He couldn't track back. He couldn't hold the line. He couldn't give protections to the centre backs. It was just poor performance, man. I'd get if I can give Fred -2, then yeah, I'll give him -2. Poor. I'm not gonna lie. Poor. Like I said earlier, how did he have 3 options?
-2, you know?
Yeah. Listen, bro. He had 3 options, and he passed the ball out the field. What's he doing? Like, Oli needs to change up, man. He needs to change up. Seriously, he needs to change up. And I feel like as well, if Sancho's not fit, there's no point forcing Sancho. I'd rather Sancho get fully fit and then you play him out on the right. You put Greenwood down the middle and then put someone else on the left. Who do we put on the left now? Who do we put on the left on
At this moment, he's been putting Pogba on the left.
Oh,
To be fair, I'm not gonna lie, like it works somewhat. It kind of works. Pogba was bossing the game a little bit, but you have two guys that want to ping balls around with him and what's his name, Fernandez. I feel like Man United, what they need to do is rotate Pogba and Fernandez in that position because both of them can do the same thing. To be honest,
I agree.
But it is working. Pogba down the left, it is working. It's not too bad. It was an improvement. Pogba is playing like he's been playing for France. Like I'm seeing the Pogba that we signed, but yeah, man, just no good performances really from anyone really, in it, other than Greenwood and De Gea. Other than that, just average from everyone, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It was a poor performance from majority of the players. Amok, let me bring it up to you, man. Let me get your view and opinion of the players such as Fred and Martial and anyone else who plays shit.
I believe, like, what I'll agree with Monzi and Rick, what they did say. Leave, what was it called, the youngster, Greenwood, to play number 9. Martial, as much as I like you, but this is my question, right? Is Martial actually fit? Because if you remember, Martial got injured just before the Euros.
Had 5 months.
Is he really fit to be playing or starting at this stage? Because if it's not, I'll blame Oli, because that's what he done to Rashford last season. Rashford was not fit, but he kept playing Rashford. In this Sancho situation, I know we lot asking if Sancho is fit, but Sancho went to the Euros. He was fit. Sancho went on holidays, came back fit. So what's wrong with Sancho?
True.
He told Ferdinand, I'm ready. I want to keep going. So what's wrong with Oli not playing someone? He actually said in the media that he wants to start buzzing it. And Rick, you were saying you were like when you were talking, I was underlining one thing. And the only thing I was going to ask you based on, I can't remember the question. I was just going to ask you, when you were trying to identify the players, where you think Bruno can play and change with Pogba, I understand what you're saying. Even Patrick Spice agreed with you. But what is our identity? What is Manchester identity for us to play? Like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Man City got identity how they play.
No, we got
identity how they play.
You'll see the identity soon.
See, after 3 years. After 3 years. After 3 years.
Yes,
come on, brother. Come on, brother. Once you get upset, Rashford, when Rashford just not even playing. But we got a manager that got given 3 years. But we're saying the same thing.
Let me bring in Jerome right here. Jerome, big up, man. Big up to you. Welcome. Yeah. First of all, just let us know exactly what you thought of Manchester United game and also the players as well, such as Fred and Martial's absences, even though he was there. And of course, Ollie's lack of decision to even play Van de Beek, because we're going to need to talk about him.
Yeah, I had that in my mind, the Van de Beek topic. But I think now, we've got a reality check now. I just think after that result, I don't think we're gonna be in a title race. I think the summer of the first game, playing Leeds, who play an open game, we knew that we were going to get chances to score. As soon as we've gone back to playing the teams that defending a low block, it's just exactly the same as we were last season. There's literally no change to the philosophy, the style, the personnel. He's literally doing the same thing as last season where we didn't win anything. Now, there's a saying that if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. And I think that's what's going to happen. I'm just a bit perplexed as to why he didn't put Van de Beek on the pitch. He's had a good pre-season. He didn't play any international tournaments. He's had a good rested from his injuries, came back fit, strong. People said that he put on muscle. And he's still bench warming. I just don't get it. We're trying to win the game and Oli brings on McTominay, which is just baffling, really. I know McTominay chips in with a few goals here and there, but we need someone that's going to actually control the midfield and give us a chance of creating chances for the strikers to score goals. And McTominay is not the answer, and we're just so predictable. It was almost like we just kind of just got that feeling that we're not going to win the game. If anything, we could have lost the game in the end because of our slack in defence. It was just the same United of last season. You have one high 1 week, and then you have a low the next week. There's literally no consistency. So until we get that consistency and a style of play, we're just going to have the same results that we did last season.
No, definitely, man. I agree with that. I hear you on that, man. Let me bring everybody back into the chat, of course. Yes, guys. Of course, we didn't speak about the man of the match and the donkey of the match, And I would like to know who was your donkey of the match, especially, and who was your man of the match. Because I'm going to have to give it up to Labile again for my man of the match. Because why? Another assist. Shimmering, dancing around on the pitch, to find those balls with Bruno. I would say so. There were certain balls with Pogba that he gave outside foot. It's sexy, man. It's like sexy lingerie kind of football he plays. It's too silky and sexy, man. Football. He's a classy footballer. The technique, the silkiness, as we always say, French players like to play with a certain je ne sais quoi, we don't even know because they love the fashion. So when they play football with a bit of fashion and swag. But yeah, man, I have to give it to Paul Pogba as my man of the match, man. That assist that he gave to Greenwood, for Greenwood to find a way to get it through those Southampton players. He did well. Don't give the match. As I said before, we technically played with 10 men. We didn't have no striker yesterday, so I have to give it to Martial. Martial was poor. Piss poor. Rick, who was your man in the match and who was your donkey of the match?
I'm checking the match, obviously, for me. Fred just pissed me off, man. I'm not going to lie. Man of the match. I don't even know, to be honest. Because I'd have to give it to Greenwood. He actually played a good game, to be fair. Like, he actually put in effort. He was trying to drive the ball forward. And he scored as well. So, yeah, I'll give it to Greenwood, for man of the match.
And donkey of the match?
Donkey of the match, obviously, Fred, man. Fred. Again. Dead, bro.
Yeah, Fred, yeah. Fred, yeah. He's also a contender. He's a big contender because I was thinking about it. I was juggling whether it's going to be Fred or Martial, but Martial, that's my reason. That's all I can go. Just go for Martial because there's nothing to say. Munzi, who was your man of the match and who was your donkey of the match?
Probably man of the match, probably Pogba. He wants to try and get that free transfer next year. Do you know what I mean? And that money. Probably donkey of the match. I'll give it to the referee because Fernandez is still on the floor. You know what I mean? Nearly killed him. If that ain't a foul, if that was the other way around, that Fernandez done that to them, he'd be given a foul and booking Fernandez. But because it's Fernandez and he flies about like a flipping diver, do you know what I mean? He does fall down a bit too easy. But yeah, that was a definite foul. But yeah, if I didn't have to give it to the ref, it would be Martial. His new nickname's Rashford 2.0 because he was crap.
And Jerome, what about you? Who was your man of the match and who was your donkey of the match?
Yeah, man of the match was definitely Pogba because Pogba, he was the only bright spark in the team. The only one that was like doing these little flicks, tricks, creating chances. He nearly scored a goal as well for an individual bit of brilliance as well. So yeah, he's the star man of the team at the moment. So yeah, it looks like he's playing for his next move, his big payday, his next club. Because I don't see him signing a new deal. I'm going to say this now: he's not signing a new deal. Playing under Oli, obviously Oli's a good manager, but if you're not going to win anything and you're going to be playing that type of football, well, he's just wasting his career. He's at the peak of his career now, so. We're going to continue seeing good moments from him as we did yesterday, but yeah, he's definitely playing for his next move. And the donkey of the match, it was a toss-up between Fred and Martial, but I'm more leaning towards Fred just because he was on the pitch more and he just annoyed me every time I see him touch the ball. I think I think he sent something to the group where he just kicked the ball out of play. He just kicked it to no one. I just think this guy doesn't have no technical ability whatsoever. I've been supporting Fred, saying that he's like better than McTominay, but I think we're just kidding ourselves here. They're both crap, to be honest. And I don't know if Fred's Brazilian, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh my god!
We need to check his passport. This guy can't be Brazilian.
Nah, man.
He's
What's
got
up,
no
bro?
technical ability whatsoever. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a donkey of the match has to go to Fred.
And I'm gonna go about you, man. Who was your man of the match and who was your donkey of the match?
You really got me laughing, you know. But yeah, what's it called? I would say De Gea, you know, that save at the ending of the match, like before the match finishes, like that save was decent, and he had a decent match. Even the goal that he conceded was a deflection, anyways. There's nothing he could have done. So I'll give it to De Gea. And donkey of the match is between two people. I think I'm gonna have to give it to both of them, you know, Ollie and Fred. Ollie, why didn't you bring on Van der Beek? But you bring on the same thing you took out. You taking out. It's like I ate potato last night, and you woke up this morning, give me some next crisp that got potato in it. Like, come on, like do something better. We want to see something. So I gave Ollie the donkey of the match. Just decision making, in-game management is very, very poor. He needs to improve in that.
I think. I think De Gea would have saved that shot, but he was so shocked that Bruno Fernandes got murdered. Do you know what I mean? He let it in. Do you know what I mean? Could believe it.
Big up to Bruno Fernandes, who also says that Mason Greenwood was man of the match for him. I don't know who was his donkey of the match. Let us know who your donkey of the match. Guys, as you're tuning, make sure you smash that like button. Also remember to share, and when you also remember to comment as well. And if you're watching the playback as well, remember to share. And also remember to let us know what you think of today's game and who was your man of the match and also who was your donkey match. Moving on to the second part of the show, Premier League weekend roundup, where we ended up seeing Liverpool smashing Burnley 2-0. Manchester City. Sorry, I need to pronounce that right because I get tongue twisted when I say Manchester City. You know, I stumble across that.
You watched the video, right?
5-0 against Norwich. Wolves losing to Spurs. You know, Arsenal losing to Chelsea 2-0. And of course, you know, Manchester United drawing 1-1. Our ups doing quite well. Liverpool winning, Chelsea winning, Man City winning, Liverpool winning 2 games out of 2. Chelsea winning 2 games out of 2. Chelsea on top of the table, you know. Chelsea giving Arsenal the blues yesterday. We're going to start off straight with my favorite London team, Arsenal, you know. Another defeat for Arsenal, you know. Can't get shit right these days, you know. Can't even get a goal, you know. It's a hard time for Mikel Arteta right now, you know. Arsenal fans are screaming Arteta out. Arsenal was able to do nothing against Chelsea yesterday. Guys, what did you think of yesterday's game? This is open, so anyone can grab this.
Well, I think if they weren't going on about Arteta as much as they are now, I think Ollie would be under more pressure because they're focusing on Arteta more than Ollie. But yeah, he'd be under more pressure than what he is, and it'll be all Ollie out. Well, it is anyway, but I still think the Palace and Brentford game was the best one at the weekend. You know, best 0-0 draw I've ever seen. But it's up to you. I don't know what you lot think, but but yeah, I don't know. I don't really. Liverpool beat 1. City beat Norwich. Norwich are going to go straight back down because they're crap. I don't see why they bother coming up because they come up, don't buy anyone, and then go straight back down and get spanked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a yo-yo club, Norwich.
Yeah, it's just. I know. I think Leicester are going to be the dark horse. They're playing tonight. I think Leicester are going to be up there.
Losing 1-0 at the moment.
Leicester losing 1-0.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing my second club.
And who's that?
Tottenham.
Hammers.
West Ham.
West Ham.
West Ham.
But
Yeah, I think as I said last week, West Ham are going to be the dark horse this season. I think they're up there. They're up there. Do you know what I mean? They might even come above us. but
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh,
no, they won't.
they're good.
One
Don't get me wrong,
thing
they're
I'll
good,
ask
but they're
you
not
guys as
top
well,
4 quality.
In regards to Chelsea beating Arsenal 2-0, what's Chelsea saying right now?
Chelsea are too good.
Chelsea are good.
They're
They-
good.
Yeah, they're looking strong at the moment.
The football.
Chelsea
Monsie's
can't
shaking his
defend
head.
for
Monsie,
Toffee.
you're shaking your head. Why are you
They
saying
can't
that?
defend for Toffee. They
No, the
Chelsea
Monzi,
can't defend
Monzi
for Toffee.
don't matter.
Do you know what I mean?
If
They
don't
can't
matter if you
defend for
can't defend,
Toffee.
they
They
still
can
score
score.
goals.
Yeah.
They press you. They are the new Man
We'll get-
City. They will press you. Arsenal in the first 10
No, they
minutes,
ain't gonna.
we were talking in the group. I did say Arsenal was okay, but it was just 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
They made Arsenal
The
look
next
rubbish.
80 minutes,
You,
the next 50 minutes, Arsenal was under fire. Like,
We
come
didn't
on,
also
man.
have centre back
Yeah.
again. I
The
felt
thing
sorry for
about
him.
Chelsea is that at least they actually have a style of play. You kind of know what you're going to get with
And
them.
this what annoys me. Chelsea,
Yeah.
yesterday, Chelsea got, you just said it yourself.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Chelsea got style of play. What is Manchester United style of play?
Counter-attack. Obviously, our intentions is to attack, first of all, because that's the part of the strategy. The intention is to attack, yeah.
can't play the
It's
low
just
block.
how we do it. It's
Counter attack. How many goals do we get?
how
Bro?
we do
I
it.
like the way you talk and laughing. No, he should defend himself, but he can't. He can't even keep straight face talking.
Devil advocate successfully, but I just can't because I know the
You
truth.
can't.
I know the truth. The guys
You
just not good enough. The players are not good enough. Like certain players are not good enough. We have some outstanding players because you can see the type of phase that we try to do, trying to progress the ball forward. But when you give Fred the ball to progress the ball forward, this is where the problem starts. But then that's when you bring in someone like Van der Beek who can play that football, progress the ball forward, you know, that first touch and pass it and keep things ticking, which I just don't understand. And I'll ask myself, will this manager of ours, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, end up not playing 73 million and 41 million at one point? And I was like, if he does that, he doesn't know what's good for him. He doesn't know what's good for him in life, you know. Anything that's good in front of him he wouldn't see it coming. Like the best girl in his life, he wouldn't have seen it coming. I bet, no disrespect to you, Oli, I bet you the girl that you're with was someone that you settled with because you couldn't see what's good
It's
in
his
front
sister.
of you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No disrespect to Oli Gunnar Solskjaer.
See,
But that's the thing. Like,
what
Yeah, go on.
what they reckon. This is what people are saying, that the reason we won't play Van der Beek is because Pogba, Fernandes, and Van der Beek. You don't reckon that they all can play together. But if that's the case, but if that's the case, why don't you move Pogba where Fred is, and then put flipping Martial out there and somebody? You know what I mean? There's things you could do. He could have moved Pogba in the middle. He could have sat him in there, and he'd have been much better than freaking old man Matic and flipping Fred. Do you know what I mean? He'd have been a lot better. And he could
I honestly think
Old man Fred, you know.
he's got something personal with Van der Beek.
What's wrong with Fred, man? I know Fred on the fire, you know, even on the
Well,
internet.
at the moment, he's playing like Fred Flintstone. Do you know what I mean? He's not playing like flipping who we want. Do you know what I mean?
He's definitely playing like Fred Flintstone right now.
Our decision making, new team proving it. It's upsetting because I said it in the Champions League final. I watched it with Spice and his brother, I think. Yeah, we watched Champions League final together, and I mentioned something. I said I like Chelsea, and everyone said why. And I say I observed something. Every time Chelsea changed their manager, they get trophy, and we're settling for people. The last two managers we changed to, just for example, let's use our club as an example, right? We got Van Gaal. He gave us trophy. Mourinho, as much as I hate Mourinho, he still gave us trophy. But we got one individual that spent more years than all these other managers. They ain't done nothing, but people still happy to keep this person there.
I agree with you.
Why people are happy because
I agree with you.
Kind of progression.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I don't think Mourinho, if he'd have come in, say Mourinho would have come in when Solskjaer come in, he wouldn't have changed. He'd have made it worse. You know, if Tuchel, I think that's his name, if he'd have come into our club, he wouldn't have changed it. He didn't change. What's he changed at Chelsea? He's changed the formation at Chelsea, but it's similar players. You know, he's brought Lukaku. That's about it. He hasn't brought no one else, has he? Do you know what I mean? He had it made for him. Like that's the difference between them. They got a director of football. He buys all the players, and then the coach gets right. You go and coach them. Whereas Ollie's buying a player. Look at who's. You can't say that Ollie hasn't brought good. Do you know what I mean? Or said he was brought good. Now the signings he's brought, all right. Maybe Tom Heaton's a bit of a dodge one, but do you know what I mean?
James?
He's brought. Yeah, I suppose. But you got to let him off a couple. But you know what I mean? He's brought Sancho. He's brought Varane. He's brought Maguire. And he's brought Wan-Bissaka. And look what he's done with Shaw. Do you know what I mean? Look what he's done. Turn Pogba. You know what I mean? He's like. And then he's got
Monzi. Let me stop you there.
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
Shaw or Pogba. These players made themselves.
I know what you're saying.
They made themselves.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but
not the manager.
I think this year is. I think like I've said, like last year we should have won the Europa League. That would have saved him. But this year, if he don't win nothing this year, he's definitely got to go. If he don't go this year, then do you know what I mean? We've got to start protesting. But he's got this year is the year. He's got Sancho, he's got Varane. He needs to. All right, he could say, "Well, he got CDM," but he needs to get CDM, not flipping. Sit on his butt doing nothing. But if we don't win nothing this year, and we don't come in the top 4,
can you just wrap it up?
Sorry, mother.
To move on.
Go on then.
All right, then let's move on because, of course, we're 42 minutes into the show, and of course, we're almost close to the end. We're gonna move up to game of the week, guys. Match day 2, where of course you let us know what your game of the week was and also why. And I'm not going to start off first because I'm tired of starting off first. Let me rest my vocals first before I get into it. Like game of the week, I'm going to start with you, Rick. Let us know what your game of the week was and why.
Game of the week. Good question there. I'd say Arsenal Chelsea. Just to see Arsenal get married, just for that, and just for the banner. That's game of the week. In my opinion, Arsenal Chelsea. And also, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did like seeing Lukaku do his thing. To be fair, like even though it's a bit annoying seeing him at Chelsea, but he's a good player and whatnot. And yeah, it was a good game to be honest. So, I mean, it's funny watching Arsenal lose. Why not?
And Jerome, what about you, man? What was your game of the week?
I would say my game of the week. It wasn't a classic, but I would say Wolves against Spurs.
Oh, that's a good game as well.
I can't lie. I thought that Spurs were going to be in big trouble with all what's going on with Harry Kane and everything else. But they're quietly and confidently just grinding out results. That's what 2 wins out of 2. No goals conceded. So it's looking quite positive for them at the moment. Even though Harry Kane seems like he still wants to leave, it looks like they got a good new manager in, to be honest. People say that he's quite defensive, but it looks like he's building he's got a foundation there to build on with or without Kane. So yeah, I was quite surprised because I can't lie, I thought that Spurs are going to be the banter club this season, but it's looking like that's going to stay with Arsenal. So yeah, that's definitely my game of the week.
I hear you, brother. And Mook, man, what about you, my bro? What was your game of the week?
I would say the Chelsea match. It was quite entertaining just to see how Chelsea play. I know, like, it's just the start of the season, but like I did because I watched it with my little brother. I did say to my little brother, I'm scared of Chelsea this season. The previous season was Man City, but this is Chelsea. Just because I like the manager and I know what he's capable of, and I won't be surprised if they go forward and win the league. The manager is too good. He uses this, and that's the upset. That's why I'm always upset. I don't even want to give it to Chelsea. I would love to give it to United, but I can't.
I hear you. And let me move up to myself, of course, guys. As always, my game of the week is my second favorite team, Arsenal. As always, my non-beloved team, Arsenal. Guys, I just don't know what to say as an Arsenal fan, I just don't know. We haven't won a game. It's been 2 games. We haven't scored a goal, We haven't scored a goal at all, guys, man. It's disgusting. Like, our fans are booing our own players at the start of the game and at the end of the game. And the man just sits there like, it's okay. Well, it's not okay. Nothing is okay. He had the nerve yesterday to say that he didn't think much of us booing him and booing the players as well. Nah, man, I've had enough of Mikel Arteta, man. I can't do this anymore. It's been like, what, over 10 years, bro, since we won the league. It sucks being an Arsenal fan. It's even worse than being a Manchester United fan right now. I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore. If I was an Arsenal fan, which I am, I'll just jump off the bridge because I don't need life anymore. Life isn't worth living anymore. Do you know what listen, guys? We used to shop at House of Fraser. Now we're shopping in Shoe Zone, and Shoe Zone doesn't exist no more. So where are we shopping anymore? We're like, it hurts. It hurts to be an Arsenal fan, guys. Man. No, honestly, that was my game of the week. Arsenal just getting pampered, getting the blues from Chelsea. 2 goals to 0. Monzi, I'm going to move up to you, man. What was your game of the week?
Yeah, Arsenal getting beat by Chelsea. I'll take that one. I like Arsenal getting beat. Yeah, but I don't know. I shop at Zoo Zone, so what are you on about? Fucking on the Shoe Zone. Yeah. That's it. You told me to shut up earlier, so I'm just keeping it quick.
Shut up. I need to cut you guys.
Come on. Love Island's on.
Hey, Ricky, do you remember at the beginning of the show I told you get yourself ready? You're gonna have a good laugh.
Yeah.
That's
Come, bro.
That's Muncie, man. Muncie.
It's not wrong though. Love Island. 10 minutes, man. 10 minutes.
Guys, let us know.
I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 men that want to go watch Love Island.
Nah, I'm not watching.
Yes, guys. As I was saying, guys, where was I? Let us know what your game of the week was as well if you guys are watching. Let's move up to Manchester United's preview against Wolves quickly. Let us know what you guys will think about the game against Wolves, the scores especially. I think Wolves especially, it's a tricky game against Molino. I don't remember how many times we've gone there and won. I'm sure last season we probably did get that W. Yeah. So I feel like we could get a result as long as we have our strongest team, you know. I want the £100 and something million that we spent to start. I do not want to see Varane on the bench. Lindelof needs to come off. I want to see Sancho start. I don't know if sorry. I wish it was Fergie. If Solskjaer is gonna go getting persistent with Martial, if he's not, then I would like to see Pogba, Martial up front, and not Martial up front. Pogba. Sorry,
Sancho.
Pogba, Sancho, and Greenwood.
Greenwood in the middle as well.
I'm hoping that Manchester United can just win by 2 goals to 0, but it's gonna be tricky, man. I won't be surprised if we end up drawing again, but we've got a pretty good away record. I'm going to move it up to you, Jerome. What do you think of the game? What was?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. Like, after the result that we had yesterday, I can't be like getting too overconfident now. I just got to have my feet firmly on the ground now and just say that it's going to be a tough game. Historically, we've always had tough games against Wolves. Like, I can't remember the last time we actually beat them convincingly. So it will be a shock. Like if we did beat them comfortably, but I'm hoping that if we play the right team, then we should be able to get a result, maybe a 2-1 scoreline. Because if we're not playing, for example, Varane with Maguire, and we're doing the Maguire-Lindelof partnership, then I could probably see us conceding a goal somehow. But if we get all our attacking players on the pitch, we start Sancho. If we put Van der Beek in, give him his chance. Obviously, Pogba, if he continues being consistent, then there should be enough goals in our team to win, even if we don't have a style of play. There's enough there to win the game. So if we don't win the game, then questions are going to be asked of Oli, because the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool and City, they're not going to be dropping that much points this season. They're just going to be just grinding away these results, and before you know it, we could be like 5 points adrift at the top after like 3 or 4 games. So this is actually an important game for us. Even during this early stage, it's just important that we just get the result against Wolves.
I hear you, man. And Mark as well, man. How do you think Man United will do?
I hope we do well. I'm with you, Jerome, on this one. And I've always been actually like I take every game as a final. Like I did see my expectation change. I want to see us. I want to see us trash them. I want to see us do what we used to do. We've been upset for so long. I want to see us win any game, every game, like 2, 3 goals. But hopefully, all he can do is bits. Because as much as I believe that we might not win nothing under Ollie's regime, but I want to see him win. I want to see him prove me wrong. Like I hope he can do something, and obviously, hopefully he plays what's it called, Sancho, Greenwood, and Pogba for us. Because if Mateo is fit enough, bring him on in the second half. But don't see him start because I don't think he's match fit. I know everyone disappointed how he played the other day, but it's not match fit. Hopefully, I'll go for two. I'll go for 2 goals win. I think Manchester might win by 2 goals up.
And Rick, what about you, man? How do you think Man United will do against Wolves?
I think 1-0. I'll be realistic now, man. Do you know why I say 1-0? Because Wolves are not bad actually. In the middle of the park, they can actually like hold their line and they can actually play a bit of a block as well. So they're not the easiest team to break down. And I do hope Oli does play a front three of Pogba, Greenwood in the middle actually, because I think Greenwood out wide, I think he's a bit wasted out there to be honest. He's more of a clinical finisher. Put him in the middle. I'd say more of a target man role in behind, running in behind defense and whatnot, water feet and that. And then I'll put Sancho out on the right, just with the creativity, just with his cutting in ability and whatnot. Hopefully he doesn't play Fred. Hope he benches Fred. Hope he plays Van de Beek. And what else would I put in there? Probably put send the defensive mid. I do McTominay. Even though I don't really like it, I'll do McTominay and Van de Beek. See how that goes. Obviously, you got your Fernandes and whatnot, but yeah, I hope we do well. But 1-0 win really. It's realistic now.
Wow, Ricky.
Can you tell from his voice?
He's been a realist. He's a really.
He's been realist, but he's not even sure. Like you see, he's not even confident. Saying the
What
words.
the game against Southampton has done
Like,
something.
it hurts. It's upsetting. We shouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm looking at everyone's reaction, and it's hurting me. Why everyone's like this? We're not even confident. Like,
Munzi, what about you, man? How do you think Manchester United will do against Wolves?
I reckon we're going to win 6-1.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon we're going to win probably 3-1. I take 3-1, but he can't play Fred and Matic together. Do you know what I mean? He's got to try and something. I don't know why I don't try Donny out, but knowing him, he'll probably put flipping Daniel James in the middle or something stupid, won't he? But he's got to start with Sancho and Varane. I think Varane's got to start definite. Yeah, so hopefully he'll change it. But yeah, I reckon 3-1.
3-1 indeed. Guys, of course, I just want to ask a quick open question, guys, as we come close to the end. Question time. Will Manchester United challenge this season, guys?
Yeah.
Will Manchester United challenge?
Definitely.
Yeah, up to like January, February, and then we'll fall off.
Yeah.
I'm not confident. I'm not confident that we're going to challenge.
I'm not confident. I can't say nothing. I watched the Chelsea match yesterday. I had the commentator. When they asked him, he was stuttering. It was like, maybe. And I was like, wow. After 5-1, we didn't lose, we just drew. In the second game, they said maybe. They know better than us. I'm just skeptical.
Yeah, I think a lot can happen. Ask me at December, I might say, yeah, we're going to win the league. But
I can't say now.
But right now, I'm just going to say it's a top 4 fight because yesterday was quite embarrassing. Because Southampton, they're a team that a lot of people are thinking are going to get relegated. That's true. So, like, if we're struggling against them, what makes you think we're going to be challenging for the league? But like I said, in 3 months' time, when it gets towards Christmas, I could be gassed and saying, yeah, we're top of the league and we're going to win it. So, but for now, I'm just feet swimming in the ground and just taking it game by game now.
Yeah, I hear you. And of course, guys, we have come to the end of the show. We've got Bruno Fernandes says Chelsea are going to win the league. Yeah, sad time, guys. This is the part where I plug the guys in and then they let you know where you can find them. Let me just show their display names as well, guys. Yes, let's start it off with Jerome. Where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram under my username, which is jwilliams_1.
And Mook, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Instagram, prettyflaco_16.
And Rick as well, where can the people find you?
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at ricksanchez_7.
_7. Last but not least, of course, and Munzi has left the chat room again. He probably pop in just by the time we end. You can find me, guys, on this channel. What did you say?
I said you probably got AOL internet, man.
It's not easy. It's not easy. AOL, I don't even know if they still exist. That's how bad it is. But yes, guys, you can find me on this channel every Monday, 8 p.m., Friday, 9 p.m., giving you your Friday night fever, you get me? And then your Monday night vibes, of course, Monday motivations, of course, to get you going. Wait, before Munzi's about to just show himself, let me just add him in. Munzi, I was just about to wrap it up with mine. Let the people know where they can find you, first of all, before I continue.
Yeah, you can find me at Munzi Talks or Munzi6 on Twitter. No, it ain't Munzi. Munzi6 on Insta, finally Munzi on Twitter. And then, of course, my new channel, which started last Wednesday, but my mic was absolutely crap, but should be better this week. Yeah, we've got Munzi Talks NFL on Wednesday, and then on Friday we've got Munzi Talks EFL, and then next Monday Munzi Talks Premier League. So yeah, trying to bash some out. Don't worry though, it's before this, so I'll still be on here. So if any of you miss me, then I'll still be here.
You make sure, guys, you subscribe to the channel as well. Show him the support as well. Last but not least, remember to subscribe, smash that like, remember to share, remember to follow the official Instagram account of Ready Night TV, which is Ready Night TV1, and the official TikTok account of Ready Night TV, which is Ready Night TV, and of course my own personal Instagram account, which is Ivorian_Spice. Same for the Twitter. Last but not least, my ladies, always remember to share the link to your ex-boyfriend and share the link to your current boyfriends as always, and tell them that you found a man that does it way better than you as always, guys. As always, remember to keep it united and remember to keep it Red United. We are out. Peace out. See you guys next week.
Yeah. Peace out.